If you miss cohesive New York hip hop, this new Dave East project delivers exactly that. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lighthouse, and you're now tuned into another episode of Everything for Everybody. And today we'll be discussing Dave East's Price of Paying Out. Full disclosure, I'm a fan of the Let's Rap About It podcast featuring Dave East, Jim Jones, Mano, and Fabulous, and that's how I heard about this project. This is probably the second Dave East album I've ever sat with and listened from front to back. I never fully tapped into his catalog like that, but I've always respected what he represents for New York hip hop. There was a period when New York largely abandoned its own identity while chasing the South's commercial wave, and honestly, things got a little strange up here. Through all of that, Dave East remained one of the artists committed to preserving the city's DNA musically, alongside, if I'm not mistaken, you had Action Bronson, Joey Badass, Rock Marcy, Brownsville Kai, and Smoke DZA, amongst a few other people who was buzzing in that time. But they helped keep the authentic New York energy alive. Even getting the early cosign from Nas, because Nas felt like he resembled his early style, in terms of their experiences growing up and just how he was able to detail his environment so well. That's why it's gratifying to come back and hear a project this focused and cohesive. It's a reminder that staying true to your foundation never goes out of style. And when it's executed at this level, the music speaks for itself. Dave East and Harry Fraud continue to prove why a rapper and one producer formula remains one of hip-hop's strongest traditions. Their chemistry feels effortless, allowing the production to create a cohesive atmosphere while giving East the room to unpack vivid stories with patience and precision. Instead of chasing trends, the album leans into timeless New York storytelling where every song feels connected to the last. Dave East's greatest strength here is his ability to paint complete pictures with just a few details, whether reflecting on childhood memories, family moments, or the realities that shaped him. His writing rewards careful listeners. Harry Fraud's soulful loops, lush instrumentation, and cinematic textures elevate every verse, creating an immersive listening experience from beginning to end. Tracks like Alley You, Life Cycle, and Stay With Me showcases East's growth as a storyteller. His reflections balance ambition, family perseverance, and self-awareness without sacrificing authenticity. Even when revisiting familiar themes, his perspective feels more mature, offering insight alongside sharp lyricism. And one of my favorite songs on this project is Minding My Business. The guest appearances elevate the project without ever distracting from the vision. We have Benny the Butcher, AZ, Snoop Dogg, Don Jiggy, Susie, Styles P, and Crutch Calhoun. They all fit seamlessly into Harry Fraud's lush production, each bringing their own personality while preserving the album's cinematic feel. Snoop Dogg especially glides across the song Follow My Lead with the effortless charisma that's made him timeless. One of my favorite moments came on Rasta Pasta when I saw it was featuring an artist named Don Jiggy. The name immediately rang a bell because years ago when I worked at the Brooklyn Recreation Center, there was a regular patron there who always talked about a song he had called Don Jiggy. Out of curiosity, I went to see if this was the same Don Jiggy, because there's only one Don Jiggy, right? And it's actually him, and he's made it to a Dave East album. So I'm like, that's dope, because I used to see him and he used to be like, yo, he knew that I make beats and shit like that, and I did music, and he'd be like, yo, I got this joint. And it was kind of catchy, and he was like, yo, one day I'm gonna come through and do this. But he was a family man, he was there with his children, he would come to swim and decompress and whatnot, and he was a real cool guy. And I haven't seen him in years, over, I wanna say almost about 16 years now, you know what I'm saying? So to see him pop up on this project was dope. I'm like, this is the same Don Jiggy that I met back in the day from Crown Heights. This is dope. So it's full circle moment, you know what I mean? I wasn't even expecting to hear him on this joint, and he's there, and I'm like, yo, that's fire, you know what I'm saying? So it goes to show, never give up, you know what I mean? When I went to his page on Spotify, I actually saw he had the song that he was telling me about back in the rec center. That's dope. One of the album's biggest accomplishments is how personal it feels. Dave East moves comfortably between street narratives, fatherhood, relationships, and success, revealing an artist who's become increasingly reflective while remaining true to his roots. Harry Fraud provides the perfect backdrop, making every record feel polished, cinematic, and unmistakably New York. For the fans of lyrical hip-hop, soulful production, and cohesive albums, this is another strong entry into Dave East's catalog. The partnership with Harry Fraud continues to deliver rich storytelling, memorable production, and a kind of replay value that comes from layered writing rather than instant gratification. Like, I haven't listened to Dave East projects in a minute, you know what I mean? I think the last one I listened to was like The Joint Survival, and that was a solid project for me, but I haven't really been listening to most of his stuff. So I saw the album cover, I heard about it on Let's Rap About It podcast. I thought that cover art was dope, and I was like, let me check this out. And I love when I hear an album and it matches the cover art. Like, you know, I think it's super dope. You know what I mean? The project is fire, the album art is dope, and it's just very cohesive. It just plays very smoothly. It's giving me the feeling that I had when I first heard Blueprint, right? I was listening to Blueprint by Jay-Z, and I was like, okay, you know, you kind of look for a song like, all right, I could come back to this song. Let me hear what else is hot. But every beat on this shit is well curated. He's doing him on these songs, and the features aren't outweighing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a perfect balance of features, production, his ability, and just sequence, which is very important. So I think this album is really dope. I'm definitely going to be checking for Dave East moving forward. I wasn't really into his music like that before, but definitely gonna go back and listen. And yeah, this was a good pocket between him and Harry Fraud, you know what I'm saying? And like, just listening and watching the show, the podcast, it kind of made me like really interested into what those guys do musically. Like, I always will listen to Fab's music, but I can't say that I'm like the biggest Mano, Jim Jones, Dave East fans, but like listening to them and like hearing them talk and hearing their personality, I get it. And it's like, I'm more receptive to listening to their music now because, you know, I think they have cool personalities, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that be the entry point, like just seeing someone and their personality and just like, okay, I can relate to these guys. Like the conversations they have, shit be mad funny. I'm like, shit, they remind me of like my friend group and how we kick it with each other, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely was interested in hearing what he had to say musically after, you know, watching the show and just hearing about it from the show. So I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this project. Let me know in the comments. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace. And we out.